Okay. So, there's going to be a few confused people. Because A, this is the startup to Photoshop right here. And B, Britannia for Golden Goblin? What? Well, last we left you, Alyssa, you were drawing Keystone Reforged. What's up? Well, we are going to continue with Keystone Reforged, but I'm not going to just do every single night on it. And Golden Goblin contacted me. They have a Kickstarter coming up here shortly. That is Cthulhu Invictus, and they want me to draw the Britannia map. If you've met me, you'll know I cannot turn down an assignment like that. So that's what we're doing. And the reason why I have this showing is we're going to do this right from the beginning. I'm going to show you the logic of how I'm going to set up my canvas right here. No, I'm not doing 2 hours of me setting up a canvas, but you get the general idea, right? So, this map is definitely going to go in a book. Duh. Might, if he kickstarts well, be a poster, right? So I want to draw it larger than it actually needs to be for the book. Not so large that when you shrink it down all the lines are really thin and flimsy. But I'm going to draw at least double the original print size. Then it could scale up into a poster, scale down into the book. So I'm going to work off regular page sizes, 8.5 by 11. And I'm going to assume that we need some crop. And I'm going to assume that there's going to be some kind of frame added later. So what that means is I'm going to double it for the poster size. I'm going to draw it at that, but I'm going to add probably an inch all the way around. That's my dead print area. And we're going to draw and color into that. Okay? So let's talk about this. Let's do a file, new. And we're going to do a custom size. And we're definitely doing 300 DPI. You can do 600, but 600 bogs down a machine when you start working on a big map and it's not needed. Right. And then we're going to actually work in inches here. So 8.5, right? Doubled is 17 by 11, which would be 22. I'm going to draw it. Portrait. And I want to add an inch all the way around. I'm going to add an inch all the way around. So 19 by 24. That's what we're drawing it at. The bits on the outside, that inch all the way around, we are going to draw land in there. We're going to draw sea in there. We're going to colour into it. But we're not putting any labels there. We're not putting any settlements there. That's stuff that can get cut off. Or if you print it on canvas, it can get wrapped around the frame. You know, that's our dead space, so to speak. RGB colour, that's fine. Going to stick with the default white. I tend to ignore it as we start drawing further on, but it's a good way to start. Create. Alright. And now let's get ourselves our pointer. And let's get ourselves into full screen mode to suppress all of those little messages Windows likes to throw at us. Alright, so this is the start. Now let's do a file save as. Let's get this little puppy saved. And this is called Britannia. And I think it's Britannia and Beyond. Britannia and Beyond is what it's called. So you know what, let's give it its full title. Hence, by the way, the picture behind me. Okay. Blank slate time. I think I'm going to draw my crop marks on here. I think I'm going to do it with the rulers. And then I think my purpose for tonight is to draw the coastline of Britannia. And then basically decided what I'm going to call the scope of the map, right? Because I could draw all of Britannia. We could have like Caledonia in there, Hibernia in there, like in their entirety. But I want this sense of mysterious lands. Like the Romans knew, obviously, about, I'm going to use a modern term, Scotland and Ireland. They went deep into Scotland. But did they really know all of the facets of the coastline and everything? You know, they were actually pretty good, but I mean, I want this area to, you know, when you stop at the Antonine Wall and we go a little bit beyond, that's what I want to do. And so I'm going to actually, I've got some Roman maps and we're going to draw the coastline of that. So that's where we're going to start. And then additionally, then we're going to talk about the style. We're going to talk about the style of this map. Because the Romans had this, they didn't have compass roses, okay? And they didn't really care about geographic relational position between settlements and shit. It was more distance. Follow the road, distance. And there's even one map, a famous map, that just looks like this long ribbon. And it's just these long roads. Not the direction that the roads actually went in. It's like they've just got miles marked on each one. I don't want to do that. That would be a very pretty map, but completely impractical for a book and our modern day audience, right? So I'm going to draw it like a traveller has got this map, and it's going to have a fairly accurate sort of coastline. I say that because on some Roman maps, Britannia was a diamond, literally. We can't do that. I can't go back to Golden Goblin and go, I drew a diamond, put loads of little labels on it. He's not gonna dig it, as historically correct as that may be. So we're gonna kind of modernize our coastline, and we're gonna do the correct positioning of settlements, because I think that's, as modern viewers, that's what we want, and that is our audience. But we're gonna hand draw all of it. We're gonna make it look like it is something like the merchants has got, and we're gonna go from there. Okay, we're gonna go from there. So let's start this process. Let's get our guides in first. Now, what was my width again? What was my width? It was 8.5, which was 17. So I doubled it. No, I added an inch, so a 19. So I want to put this at 18. There we go. Oh, window new guide. We'll do it on the horizontal this time. 1. New guide. So we did 11, which is 22, so we did 24, so I need this at 23. Alright. That's my kind of dead space, right? Any frame, anything we're going to do is going to be inside that space. Now, also, right up until this stream started, I hadn't got confirmation from Golden Goblin that this approach was going to be acceptable, so I'm going to draw it, and then I'm going to send it to them, and I'm going to get them to buy into it. But I'm not going to take it so far tonight that we can't adjust it. You know, chop off bits, resize the map, that type of thing. So I'm probably going to draw maybe a little bit larger than I intend. Like the lines going past where I would normally want, because I'm intending to crop them off. That's what I'm going to do. Jen King is here. Hello, Jen King. I typed that just because I want to make sure everything's working. I, again, did an upgrade to all my software right before the stream, and it's a stupid thing to do, but I keep doing it. Pillar brain. Alright, so let's talk about... I always do a trace layer, okay? I've got... Basically, what I'm going to have here is we are going to do an ink layer, and I'll decide on my brushes in a moment. And we are going to have what I call a trace layer. And I'll probably actually make it more of a group. I'm going to put like maps so we can draw the coastline on the trace layer. Throw in some opacity, and then we can follow it around. And then we'll end up with the labels, we'll end up with colour layers. You get the general gist. Hello, Jen, my friend. So, Jumanji. Jumanji was good. Huh? Did you literally leave? Was it that bad that you left partway through? The movie's got to be bad if you pay for it and leave. Oh, by the way, this is the map that I was referring to that just looks like long ribbons. This is an actual map, okay? It'd be wonderful to do a map like this, but it has no practical purposes for the game, right? So we're not doing a map like this. But I am going to copy this symbol approach for our towns, cities, and fortifications. We are going to do this, and I'm going to use this color palette too. Maybe even down to the ground like this. So that's why I've got this one. That's a pretty famous map right there. But if you stay, you lose even more. You lose hours of your life and soul. Was it really that bad? The trailers didn't look that bad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry it sucked so hard. I'm not using this map for position of settlements, even though that will come in handy later. I'm using this map for what I actually want to get on our canvas. And I kind of want to stop at the Antonine Wall up here, and a little bit beyond, like this, right? And I want to get, using the modern term again, island over here. I'm going to continue off past our crop mark. I kind of want the hint of island. I don't know how much island I actually want to get on there. So I'm thinking about something like this. I honestly don't know, though, if Golden Goblin is expecting more like this, and I actually get more of like Caledonia and Hibernia on there. And they might expect a little bit of that. They might. So I might make that our scale. The first one was really entertaining, Jen. The reason why I'm using this map is, you see, I've got the extra land to the left there for Hibernia. That's why I'm doing that. That might actually be the scale we're doing this at. That's a lot of pick land up there, though. That is a lot of pick land. Antonine Wall will be about here, you know? Yeah, that Jack and I actually got something similar to that. God, what was the movie? Something we watched recently. Oh, it was Star Wars. It was Star Wars, and they literally, we didn't go to Studio One for the first showing, and they literally had like 40 minutes of commercials, not just trailers and shit, commercials. And it was obnoxious. It was obnoxious. I mean, is that going to be a regular trend? Studio One doesn't do that, by the way. I actually lined up the size of that, not too shabbily. Right? No, maybe not. Oh, no, pretty close. Pretty close. Not that I need it if I actually draw over the coastline of this one. I think I'm gonna go with this. I'm thinking I'm gonna go with this. Yeah, at the point where you are paying to go and see a movie and you have to sit through that volume of commercials, that's not cool. That is not cool. And if that's what regular mainstream cinemas are doing right now, you bet that they're not going to drop that anytime soon. Because that's a big, huge revenue stream. Come with Jack and I to Studio One, young lady. You'll like it. You know what we did Saturday morning? We went to see 1917. We went at 10 o'clock in the morning. 10 o'clock show, which I know for you is probably a little bit iffy. We got breakfast there. We sat down, I had a breakfast burrito. I had French press coffee, all served posh as you like, and we watched this great movie, and there was like 6 people in the cinema. And we're sitting on an armchair, okay, literally an armchair with an ottoman, living room experience. It was awesome. Forget the plebs. Don't do that shit. That's how it should be. Yeah, I'm not going to get anything more out of that one. Nor that one. I kind of want to get more of this. And I literally don't have a map that does that. Oh, there's a little bit. There's a little bit. We could use that. We could use that. Yeah, you would have been jelly, girl. You would have been jelly. Well, my eye is actually pretty good tonight. My eye is pretty good tonight. Now this is a Roman map that, I mean, considering that they drew bloody triangles and went, done, there you go Caesar, invade that. I am pretty darn sure that anything that we do, in accuracies and all, is going to be just fine. Now that said, I do want to do this. Oop, no, don't move my guide! God damn it, did I move my guide? I moved my guide. There, do that. I'm sorry, girl. I'm sorry that happened to you. And it's not even that cheap, right? I mean, don't get me wrong, Studio One is kind of a little bit nuts. It really is. But, you get what you pay for, and you get a much better experience. I mean, it's night and day, okay? It's literally night and day. We don't deal with that now, you know. People kicking your seat behind you, kids, and that's, we just do not deal with it. I ain't got time for that shit. I would rather go to a place that is going to give me, like, you know, a bottle of wine, and I can sit there and I can have my, well, I didn't have wine with my breakfast burrito, but you know what I mean. Now the food is not the best food, don't get me wrong. Like they do, because it is a restaurant out front, so they do a lot of restaurant food, and you do want to sit with restaurant food on your lap. But there are a few things that work out well, and you have a half-decent pizza. Jack doesn't like it, but he's a snob. And we don't go to the movies that often, so when we do, we don't want to be with the proles, you know? That's looking pretty good, Faden. That's looking pretty good, Mr. Cthulhu. Maybe I actually do this. Antonine wall right here. Got a little bit of island going on over here. Got a little bit of gold down here. I think that. I'm thinking that. Now what we're about to draw is probably too accurate for Roman maps, but let's see if this will work. Let's see if this will work. Now we're going to hit our ink up. Yeah. Studio One. I don't know what they charge for tickets, but it is not a cheap experience. But yeah, you'd be better off going to the Baghdad and stuff. You'd literally probably be better off just waiting until a movie is beginning to hit the likes of the Baghdad, you know, and just go straight there. Probably a much better audience. Less money. If you watch a shit movie, you can walk out and feel like you lost a fortune. Studio One in comparison is kind of nuts. Just saying. Alright, what ink size do we want here? Not that. Definitely not that. Hard round. Okay. What is going to be our default brush size? 12? Let's try 12. Let's get some notes on there. Dungeon 2, thank you for pressurizing me to use the notes. Pressurizing. Thank you for pressurizing me. Where's my notes? Note. Alright. Use the note tool to add a note. Well, where's the note tool? I thought that's what I was doing. Oh. What? Why do you have the note thing up there if you won't actually let me use it? Like... Okay. Brush size. Try to be organized. There we go. Okay. Yeah, Studio One is pretty good. It's pretty good, girl. But there is... I've got opacity on, hold on. There is an expense... Yeah, and you don't have to eat, and you don't have to have wine and shit, you know? That's the stuff that really starts to make the price go up. I mean, when you go to a cinema and you get, like, the confectionaries and stuff, suddenly you're paying $40, you know? Baghdad, the Studio One's a little bit like that. But saying that, we go like maybe once a quarter. But I do think that you would have sticker shock. I will admit. Hey, box office! Oh, it's actually not too bad per ticket. Okay. Basically, the way you have to think about it, Jen, is when we go to Studio One, it's like going to a restaurant. And you get hit by a similar sort of price tag, you know? You have dinner and a show. Exactly. I think you'd like it. You can't go like every month though, and you can't go like every single week or anything like that because, I mean, that shit adds up fast. But once a quarter as a treat for special movies. And obviously assigned seating. It's quite classy, it really is. Oh, come back here. If this coastline ends up being too complex, we'll come through and flatten it out in parts. I've got some ideas for this though. Make it look pretty. Now I have to try and avoid making this thing look like 18th century or something crazy like that. But at the same time, I mean, come on. The Romans had surveyors. That's my way of saying I want to throw in a little bit of love on this thing. If they're going to make a poster out of this, potentially, we have to add enough detail to make it warrant the poster. You know what I mean? I might remove some of these rivers, but no harm in drawing them right now. It's just a little bit of wasted time. I want to see what it looks like. How's the Garicon map? Did you not see it? Here's where we've netted out with the Garicon map. The Garicon map is kind of done. Yeah, let me show you. I'm now waiting for them to essentially sign off on it. There it is. There's our Garicon map. I think she looks pretty good. I don't know when you last saw it, but we added some games to the lobby lounge, some tables. We got check your weapons at the front desk right here. Got a game going on in the Evolve place. So I think it ended up looking really pretty. I love the colours of this one. I think she came out pretty good. Now, I did notice tonight that I didn't actually colour this area with the stalagmites, but I'll do that. When they sign off, I'll just colour that area and I'll fire it off to them. They might have changes to the labels. That was my last stream, was actually editing some of the labels. But otherwise, she's done. Oh, and instead of a fireplace there, I decided to put a brazier. So I think she looks pretty good. Oh, and then these, the little bottles, are the happy hour locations. And we got the bar with the food on it and stuff. It's kind of cool. Where's the bar? Yeah, that's the important touch, alright. No, but you know, sometimes I can see a map in my mind's eye, but I'm not quite sure how it's going to turn out. That was definitely one. Wasn't quite sure how it was going to turn out. I think it actually ended up like looking quite beautiful. I'm very pleased with it. Very pleased. I think that one will probably get opened up again on the stream at some point. Like from the point of view of still working it. There is a chance that they'll have some label changes or something. But there's also the adventurer version of the map I've got to do. But I think that might be as simple as just turning off some layers. Print grayscale, good to go.
We want.
There he is.
A what?
Oh, Jen, like you're talking about the Garrycon map? So they're actually writing a scenario, an adventure for the map as well. They're writing it like a game for it. So obviously they don't want a version of my map with the labels on it. They're going to take a version of my map without the labels. So it's a little bit like that. And the insert may get some adjustments or something like that. I don't know what to do with this. I'm going to have to come back to it. King Bashman's probably sitting there now going, what are we drawing? Good to see you, King. Hopefully you're not working too hard, my friend. Yeah, I don't know the exact details, Jen, but basically, when you go to the convention, theoretically, you'll be able to pick up, like, the actual adventure, 5e adventure, that's based in the same dungeon that I just drew. Take out the convention elements. Same map. It's kind of a cool idea. I think this map is going to go okay. This is going to be a different scale than what we normally do. You know, I'd normally draw mountains and shit on it. I'm not sure we're actually going to have much cause for that. This is going to be, and this might be a reason to get rid of a lot of these roads, rivers. We're going to draw roads. We need roads on this map, like Roman roads, all over the place. So I might delete some of these rivers later on. Yeah, King Bashman, I was talking to Jen. She didn't see the final stream. And it is a cool idea. I think GameholeCon does something similar. But I cannot attest to that. I got a funny feeling I'm going to delete these rivers. We'll see though. We'll see. If this is going to be a grayscale and a color map, maybe I can convert the rivers to blue. Take what idea? The adventure idea? Or making rivers blue idea? Or me getting another glass of wine idea? That was that one I just said in my head. Jen King, this is the area right here in Call of Cthulhu where you did the standoff against Gavigan. Right here. It's kind of a... Really? Does it do that? Does it do that? Maybe it does. That one was King Bashman's fault, not mine. Thank you. Oops. Well, where's my Thames in here? Am I drawing the Thames right here? Thanks, Em. Is that the Thames? No. No, the Thames is down there. Okay, well that's a pretty major river up there. Did you just reject my drink? Yeah, I just rejected my drink, alright. I didn't object my drink. You crazy woman? By the way, Jen, did you get your badge situation with Garrycon resolved? You didn't trade away your badge, right? If you have any problems, let me know, because I do know a couple of people on the inside, and I'll talk to them, okay? You know what we're gonna do on this map? Sea monsters and shit in the water. Oh, you did give it to Jack, but he gave it back. Okay, as long as you got it square. If you've got any doubts, let me know. I'll talk to the guys over there, okay? I mean, they're incredibly busy people, but if you've got any doubts, I actually know someone that I could talk to directly. But yes, I'm glad you got it sorted, young lady. All we wanted to do was befriend you on that tabletop website so we could invite you to games that we're in. You didn't have to literally give us your badge. Let's not do that. Let's do more like that. So here's what I think is going to happen. I'm going to make a prediction. Let's pretend that our current print size is like this. Okay? Something like that. We have to drop on here symbols and labels for about 20 locations. Cities, towns, ports, fortifications, etc. Nothing too crazy. This is Britannia and Beyond, so Golden Goblin said that they want to make sure that there's a little bit, modern names, Scotland and Ireland on there. So, cool. This definitely gives them a little bit of Scotland and Ireland, right? But you can see, and this is one reason why I think I'm going to have to erase some of the rivers, the detail level is actually pretty high. Like, you know, you drop out a bunch of little dots on this thing, or little symbols or whatever, it's going to get cluttered real fast, right? Visually hard to follow, I think. I think we may end up with something more like this. I think it's going to be more like that. It's going to come up to the Antonine Wall, and we'll have a hint of Scotland up there. I actually think this will actually be further like that there. I think we'll have less of Ireland over here, and I think we'll end up closer in, you know, able to see more. That's what I think is going to happen. But I'm overdrawing this so I can basically zoom in a little bit and crop some shit off. But I want to give them something to respond to. Hey, princess! Wonderful to see you, my friend. And yes, I had a wonderful, wonderful time. I basically did nothing all weekend. I went to see 1917 on Saturday. I played computer games. I watched old movies. Actually, we watched 3 movies, one of them not so old. We watched A Bridge Too Far, Run Silent, Run Deep, and then Deadpool 2. And by that time, it was 2:30 in the morning. So on Sunday, I was buggered. And we'd been drinking a little bit. I was buggered. So I actually fully intended to stream on Sunday. I was going to stream on Sunday. I was exhausted. I could not stop yawning. I just couldn't do it. I just could not do it. And Jack was actually like, I'm glad you're not doing it. It's your birthday. So I ended up playing a game for a little bit, took a little bit of a nap, and then we watched a whole bunch of Deadwood. It was great. I missed you though. I did miss you. I wanted to stream so badly on my birthday. I just didn't have the energy. Hopefully you didn't miss me. Also, don't worry, young lady, we will absolutely be staying with Keystone Reforged. We're also working on another assignment for Golden Goblin. Because who am I to turn down a Roman map? I mean, come on. Come on, I'd have to hand in my Roman card. Well, thank you, young lady. That is very much appreciated. It really is. I needed it, you know? I needed it. Sometimes I think spending a little bit of time not doing something is what's needed. Gotta be honest with you though, watching those old movies, very easy to pick them apart nowadays. Run Silent, Run Deep. They spent every single attack run, and it's a sub movie, on top of the water. Literally on top of the water. I'm like, what are they doing? It's a sub. Why are they attacking a destroyer head on? But old movies, right? And actually, I was a bit surprised. I was quite picky about A Bridge Too Far too, because that's kind of been one of my favorites. You know, watching that with my dad and stuff. But after rewatching it, it's like this entire actors is like, why is he even here? His storyline has nothing to do with the movie, like at all. Working on branding for your YouTube video. Editing. That's awesome, girl. That is awesome. It's time consuming, isn't it? It's really time consuming. So how often are you going to release videos, do you think? Like once a week? A couple of times a week? What are you going to be shooting for? And I know that this is not your first rodeo, you've done this before. Oh. This, I think, is this here, right? So I could probably do this and not be inaccurate. There you go. Perfect. So I am drawing this map more detailed than anything the Romans did, okay? But, in my defense, we've got a slightly different audience than ones that would appreciate a map like that. This is a Roman map. They're really just bothered about distances of roads to locations, not geographic accuracy at all. I am going to be stealing this color palette though, and that's how we're going to actually represent our symbols on the map. So, but it's not going to look like this. That's very Bayo tapestry like. Ah, see, Princess, I updated it. Princess, was it you that told me that I should do the info thing? Because if so, it was a solid idea, young lady. As long as I keep it current for the map we're working on, it works very well. And I think what we're going to do, is probably twice a week we'll work on Keystone Reforged. Then the rest of the time we'll work on this. I think that will be enough to hit their deadline. I'm feeling pretty good about this one, deadline-wise. They wanted it in 2 weeks' time, and I told them I couldn't do it. They actually said that they would push back their deadline because they wanted me to work on it. But I actually think that we're going to really have it close to done for 2 weeks. I think we'll have something that you could put on a Kickstarter page in 2 weeks. I feel pretty good about that. Assuming I don't get any crazy edits to Gaxm or anything, right? Oh yes, yes we do. Although you can highlight your messages now using those, some of those sesterces. But yes, something like Alyssa Faden that plays a sound. Yes, definitely. I gotta show you. I gotta show you some of the Roman maps I was finding. They literally had like the entire Britannia, like that. Literally, like that. That was it. Done. I'm like, I can't do that. Not in a modern book. It might be historically accurate, but... I mean, it's like, you know, I can imagine going to Caesar's going, yeah, that's Britannia. I suspect even Caesar would go,
simple travelers who seek the enchanter
I
who
think
lives
it's a little bit
beyond
more
these woods.
complex than that. Literally looking at the coastline right here. There was also a map. There was also a Roman map. Well, actually, it was a Greek map. But it had a freaking grid on it. And I couldn't quite see what the labels were on the grid, but it made me awfully curious. Because I'm like, they didn't have latitude or longitude or anything. So what is this grid? I'm not going to do that because I think it looked too modern. But I was deeply fascinated by it. It's been quiet tonight. This is like last Tuesday. Quiet evening. It's almost like you gotta stream for a few times on a run to get people alerted to the fact that you're up and streaming again, you know? There we go. And I really don't know how much, like, of the locks I should do. I'm not sure the Romans really cared about this type of thing. Especially above the Antonine Wall. Wine has a cooldown, young lady. And that one was used not that long ago, which is why my glass is full. As much as I like drinking wine, I figured that if people are hitting it every 5 minutes or so, that's a surefire way of watching me pass out on Twitch. And we would abuse the good nature of young Jack. Yeah, Princess. King Bashman is burning the candle at both ends right now for his Kickstarter that funded for Two King Games. He's working his little ass off, he is. Oh, really? Really? Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. I've done that in Dungeons and Dragons Online. I loved playing Dungeons and Dragons Online. The game itself was like whatever. It was a total Monty Hall. But with friends, and you're the lead cleric on the server, you know, I really, really, really had a lot of fun. And then one night I was drinking like wine or something, hanging out with my friends. And apparently my character, my toon, just stopped moving in the dungeon. And everyone was like, is she okay? And they had to leave me. They had to leave me and carry on with the dungeon because I was asleep. I was gone. And I vaguely remember it too. I just vaguely remember it. And I think I remember it because I actually woke up at one point and my tomb was standing there in the dungeon and everything was empty because it was like a raid type of thing. All the monsters are dead and I'm standing there like a dope staring at a wall. Yeah, I fell asleep in the dungeon. Classy move. Classy. Uptime. I don't know. Does that work? I don't have that in my stream OBS, chat OBS, chat box OBS does not come with that, so I don't know. I mean, Jen, have you ever had that though, where you're playing a game, it doesn't have to be an online game, and you've had a few drinks or you're just plain tired, and you nod off at the keyboard? It doesn't happen to me often, but I've had it. And yeah, this one time I was with friends in a raid. And I was a bloody cleric too. I mean, what do you do with that? This was before I met Jack. I would hope if I was playing a game like that, Jack would at least come through and go, oi, 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 good bid. Alright, we are about to draw the area near my hometown of Diva. This is the estuary that actually comes into Liverpool in reality. Right about here. The Mersey estuary. And here, right there is Diva. I just passed him. You can see on this map, this is a pretty major river inlet. Diva is actually not that close to the coastline. But yeah, there she is. That's my hometown, right there. Hey, Das, good to see you. Princess of Rome, at my sister's wedding, I seriously got plastered. Drank until I passed out. I was so depressed because she was getting married and yet to experience romantic love. I still haven't. Don't give up on that dream. There is someone out there for all of us. Honestly, until I met Jack, I was basically just bouncing between hopeless relationships, you know? I was chasing all the wrong type of person. Like non-gamers and shit like that. I mean, I had some interesting relationships, but none of them were keepers. I think love is there for all of us, somewhere. There really is. This is the Isle of Anglesey, by the way, right there. The Isle of Anglesey is famous because that's where the Druids retreated to around 70 AD, something like that. And the Romans came right across here from Diva, marched all the way across, crossed the Menai Strait right here, and put it to them. And they killed the Druids, which is a big no-no. And while that was going on, Boudica was in rebellion. Let's hit save. I'm not sure I can recall any particularly embarrassing or moments of getting inebriated. I've definitely had plenty of inebriation moments, but nothing I would then be appallingly embarrassed for or caused by events around me. I tend to honestly drink just when I'm having fun, not when I'm not having fun, if that makes any sense. I don't like falling asleep at the gaming table. Tabletop RPGs, Dungeons & Dragons, whatever. Got my friends over, having a blast. I love hanging out with my friends so much. I don't like drinking so much at those times that I can't keep my eyes open. That makes me disappointed in myself. I think I would be mortified if I drank so much on a stream and fell asleep in front of you guys and girls. That would actually honestly make me really embarrassed. I wouldn't like that. I think I would have to knock back some freaking drink though. I would have to be seriously hitting whiskey pretty hard. Maybe in a combination of already being tired, from the night before or something. I would be so freaking embarrassed. Oh my god, I would never live it down. I think I'd stop streaming. I think I would. I don't think I could live down the embarrassment. Hey, Princess is here! Princess. Byron is here. Sorry, Byron. Good to see you, Byron. Good to see you. How's it going, Byron? Byron, I'm kidding. Why am I calling you Byron? Why? I work with a guy who's called Byron, and apparently I've got the workday stuck in my brain. My apologies, my friend. How are you, Mr. Oh, I did show you that you've got a ski ball on the GaryCon map, right? I did show you that. Yeah, I believe I did. I will not be able to put a ski ball on the Britannia map. If you have other ideas for how to pseudo that in, let me know. But I'm pretty darn sure that Golden Goblins would kick up a fuss if I did that. Well, Brian, the old buckaroo, I happen to have the GaryCon map open. There's your ski ball, right there. Your ski ball that you drew on this map. In all of its glory. I love these colours. They give me little goosebumps. The colours are wonderful. That came out so well. So yeah, there you go, my friend. And how big is GaryCon? Like 5,000 people or something like that? There'll be a lot of people going, is that a ski ball machine? Why, yes. Yes, it is. And I was truthful with everyone when I put it on the map too, Brian. I was like, Brian drew this. This is his ski ball. I kind of want to actually just use that same ski ball every time. Every time. Like your little moniker, you know what I'm saying? That'd be kind of funny. Even if it's a ship that's nothing more than a couple of centimeters in length. Your little ski ball on it. Maybe I should actually do less rivers over here, because they actually don't know much about this land, right? It is the beyond part of Britannia and Beyond. Well, we can always delete them later. There we go, boss fight. Easy win for us all. Easy win. We all have to earn a little bit of gold, I think. I'm gonna just let it go. I'm gonna let it go. Yeah, I'm really thinking that the rivers should be considerably thinned out in this area. Because the Romans just wouldn't know, you know? but knowing that we can delete them later. Let's just get them on there for now. I am thinking they're going to get hiked off. Oh, are you doing Yucatan? Oh, Brian, have you got anything you can share? I was wondering if you were going to be doing those maps. Oh, that's fantastic. I look forward to seeing those. I think I actually backed that Kickstarter. Ah, well, you and I are doing the same sort of thing, huh? Just getting our outlines down. That's cool that you're doing it, though. I'm seriously pumped. I saw them put out, like, a call for a cartographer, I want to say about a month ago. And I was like, oh no, is Brian, like not doing their stuff for them? But maybe it was for a different project. Because you do nice maps, Brian. I love your maps, man. Especially for Call of Cthulhu. Like, seriously, you know, you have the hand for Call of Cthulhu. Period. If someone approached me for a Call of Cthulhu map nowadays, okay, this is Cthulhu Invictus, but it's different, it's older. I would, like, point them towards you. Princess just hit up us with a link to her YouTube channel. Please subscribe to her, show some support. Oh, you told me you couldn't do it because your 2009 iMac was going to take a shit. It took... Okay, well that's great, man. That's great. I'm glad it worked out. I mean, you guys are like a team, you know what I'm saying? I look forward to seeing what you come up with. Especially for a project like that. Have I got my outline name? I think we do. Can we move this? Is that movable? Yeah, it is. Cool. Well, what's this one here? Can that move? Excellent. Nice. Okay. How big is the Yucatan gonna be? How big? Oh, Skeeter is a guest on Wizards of the Couch. Go watch it, King. Go watch it. Come back here and tell us how it's all going on. And if they're still streaming when we're done here, maybe we'll go raid them. Time check. I'm going to do another half hour. Poster size, nice. Nice, yeah, this one is going to be poster size too. It'd be interesting to see our progress for each of us. You'll finish yours before I finish this one. 10 o'clock Central, right? That's 8 o'clock our time. Really? No. No, because you were online when I was streaming. That can't be 10 o'clock. That's 10 Eastern. That's 10 Eastern, right? 7 o'clock my time, which would be right about now. Good to hear it, Princess. Special day tomorrow? $10 Eastern, 9 Central. Maybe we'll go over there in about half an hour. Let Skeet get warmed up. Oh, so actually, so here's the deal. I want to make sure that I have what I'm calling the scope of this dialed in. I think that they're actually going to want a map that's closer to that in zoom in depth and less rivers, but whatever to that. Oh, rivers are texture, right, at this point. Because we've got about 20 settlements to label on this map. Right now, we're zoomed out to here. I think it's too much of a zoom out. I think they're going to want this. I really think that they're going to want this. And I need to ask them. Now, what I'm thinking about them doing is like kind of doing my usual water effects on the outside of this. And then we'll do sea monsters and shit like that, you know. The reason why I'm doing this on the separate layers, we're going to get rid of it. But I think it should have something like that. But then, I've got like this. I'm not going to do it over the water like that because that would be freaking stupid. I'm thinking about doing something. This is all like super rough ideas. Thinking about something like that. But not with the waves. I'm not sure how the waves play into this. It may be that I do like our usual sort of waves type of thing. Like so. And then we do like the shadowing effect beyond it. Maybe. I don't know. It's also maybe we just, you know, we just drift into, maybe we do waves out here. Maybe that's what we'll do. Maybe that will be a nice, interesting sort of texture to do. Like literally all over it. Maybe that's what we'll do. But I need to get them to buy into this first before we do all of that. Because that would be a lot of wasted time and effort. Gotcha, Princess, gotcha. I'm actually, because of the possibility of this now getting wasted, unless I'm careful, I am really, really, really tempted to stop this map here. That worked! Yeah, I'm really tempted to send this to them and get them to buy in. That framed area, that's our print area. I think this is going to be a nice looking map. I think this is going to be a good looking map. But I need them to say, yes, that's the zoom in level we want. Or do they want closer like that? And I think they might want closer like that. Jen King, yeah, that is one hell of a pour. Alright, look, I'll tell you what, this is ending the stream a little early. I think I've been up for about an hour and a half or something like that. Skeeter is a great friend of mine. I love Skeeter very, very much. I kind of want to go and watch Skeeter on Wizards of the Couch. Can someone tell me if their stream is up and running or not? If it is, I want to go do a raid, okay? And stick around in the channel long enough for the raid, because you earn channel currency if you do. Big bucks. And then you can drop out later if you want to. There's no problem with that. I'm thinking about, I need to show Golden Goblin this map and get their buy-in first. Otherwise, I need to zoom in a little bit before we take this to the next stage. And I think the next stage is going to be the water. I'm going to do the water, I think. So could someone tell me if they're actually streaming right now? Or if they just got a, it's coming soon. Says it's up, 9 people. Yeah, okay, look, I want to go over there. I want to raid these guys. Stick around, okay? Stick around long enough to get pulled into the raid. And then you can bugger off if you want. I want to go say hi to Skeeter. So, when we get into the channel, the message that you have to say is, Skeeter, your Empress has arrived. For that is what I am to him. Tell me if this is working. Is that working? No, you shouldn't have to click on anything. It should be saying raid is initiated, but can someone tell me if that's what it's saying or not? Not working. Wizards of the Couch is all one word, so / raid Wizards of the Couch. Did that work? There it goes, / Alright, stick around, earn some channel currency for this one, okay? Let's all go over there and let's see what they're up to. I'm going to end the stream here. I love you all. I'm back tomorrow night. We're going to continue this. Come on, Jen. Let's go over to Wizards of the Couch. Remember, Skeeter, your Empress has arrived.